If you are raising broilers, you either go the synthetic route or the organic route. Now, whichever route you take, you have to have a medication chart you'll be using at any time. You don't just wake up and give bitter leaf, wake up and give antibiotics as you like. No, there are days you give plain water. There are days you give antibiotics. There are days you give multivitamins. So I'll be taking you through the whole thing. Now, in response to this, my follower, I would love to really draft these charts for you to follow. So if I would like you to have a pen and paper close by so that you'll be jotting down these steps that we are going to be going through. Now, I already have a video in my channel up here. The title of that video is Complete Broiler Organic Medication Chart with Details Explanation on why we give what we give. I did a very detailed explanation of that chart there. It will be very, very helpful for you if you are going to go the organic route. So I wouldn't be talking much about the organic route in this video. So this will be based on the synthetic medication chart. Now, normally, if you are like me that stays far away from the hatchery, now that the birds, they have to travel several hours before they get to you. Now, they must have undergone some level of transportation stress. So the very first thing you do by day one is to administer glucose solution. That is, add some glucose to plain water for them at arrival. You give them this. Now, if the birds are weak, definitely you see some that are showing some level of weakness, assist them to drink this water containing glucose. The purpose of this solution is to give them energy, give them strength, relieve them of that transportation stress. That is the very first thing you do by day one. Now, for some farmers, they start antibiotic and multivitamin medication on this day, but I don't normally do that. I do this starting from day 2. By day 2, what you do, you commence your antibiotics and multivitamins medication. This you do from day 2 to day 5. Now, I also have some questions. Some people asking me, can you mix antibiotics and multivitamins together and give to the chicks? The answer is yes. You can mix both of them together and give to the chicks. Just follow the dosage on the medication you are using. If for instance, it's 1 gram to 1 liter of water, follow strictly that 1 gram to 1 liter of water. But what I do in my case, if 1 gram of medication is to 1 liter of water, by that first week, because the birds are still young, I don't normally give that 1 gram to 1 liter of water. I increase that volume of water to like 1.5. That is 1 gram to 1.5 liters of water, because I don't want to bombard them with so much drugs at that early stage of their life. So you can adopt that. Just follow the dosage. Some people ask me, what kind of antibiotics do you use? What kind of multivitamins do you use? So this is also an opportunity for me to give you the type of multivitamins and antibiotics that I use. Now, if the antibiotics that works for me is the type that contains gentamicin, anyone that contains gentamicin is very okay. Now, the multivitamins I normally make use of is the type that contains electrolyte, calcium, that is combination of electrolyte, calcium, vitamins, and amino acid. Whichever brand it is, as far as it contains this, is a very good one. Now we are in day 6. What do you give in day 6? They've been on medication since day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. They need to have some level of rest. So by day 6, we give them plain water. We let them be on plain water by day 6. Now by day 7, what do you give? Day 7, we give our first dose of Lassa vaccine. If you've been following the last batch of birds I raised, that's exactly what we did. We gave the first dose of Lassa vaccine by day 7. Now we move to day 8. From day 8 to day 9, we commence our anticoccidiosis medication. Now, if you've been raising broilers for some time, or you are just a beginner, there are some diseases you battle with. Now, we don't need to wait until those diseases break out before we try treating them. No, we need to start our prevention. That's the purpose of we giving these antibiotics from day 2 to day 5. Then the coccidiosis is one of the diseases you are likely to experience, so we need to prevent it. That is the purpose of administering this anticoccidiosis medication starting from this day 8 to day 9. Now, always stick to the dosage or the dosage the manufacturer stated on the pack. This is very important. Now, there are some anticoccidiosis medication. that will tell you you have to administer it for like 3 consecutive days. In that case, this your day 8 to day 10 will have to be extended to day this your day 8 to day 9 will have to be extended to day 10. That is day 8 to day 10. You administer that anticoccidiosis medication for 3 consecutive days. Now that takes us to day 11. By day 11, we administer day 11 to day 12. We administer multivitamins. After this day 11 to day 12 that the chicks they've been on multivitamins, we move to day 13. We need to give some level of break. That is, we need to allow them on plain water. We give plain water. Remember, the water we are giving is water that you, the farmer, can drink. If you cannot drink that water, do not give that water to your birds. Very, very important. So just as feed is important to your chicks, water is also very, very important to your chicks. If you don't have clean water for them, you may be surprised the output you get. So ensure you are able to drink the water that you are giving to them. That is very, very important. So you give plain water by day 13. Now by day 14, we administer our first dose of Gumboro vaccine. Again, we move to day 15. We give plain water by this day 15. After that vaccine, but for some farmers, they give multivitamins after that vaccine. It's still okay, but for me, I give plain water by this day 15. Now, by day 16 to day 19, we give anti-CROD because your birds, they've been on deep litter system. They are exposed to some level of dust and all of that. So they are bound to be exposed to these crude respiratory diseases. So we need to prevent them. This will start by this day 16. By this day 16, so we administer that anti-CROD medication as well as anticoccidiosis. Though we've given this anticoccidiosis medication by day 8 to day 9, we need to repeat it by this day 16 to day 19. This is because the deep litter system that your birds are in. So they match their poo, they poo there, they do all sorts of things there, they match it, they even pick some feed in the deep litter, in the sawdust or bedding materials. So they are exposed to this level of coccidiosis. So we need to prevent it. That is why replacing your litters material, your bedding material as at when due is very, very important. Don't wait until the whole thing is totally messed up before trying to replace the sawdust and all that. No. Replace it even before it gets to that level of ammonia buildup, flies moving up and down in your pen. Ensure you change the bedding materials. This is very important. So on this day 16 to day 19, we give anti-CROD medication as well as anticoccidiosis medication. Now by day 20, again, we give some level of rest. That is, we allow them on plain water by day 20. Now by day 21, we administer our second dose of Lasuta vaccine. Remember, we gave the first one by day 7. We give this second dose by day 21. Then by day 22, day 22 to day 24, we administer multivitamins. It must not be that expensive. So a very good one containing those things I talked about: amino acid, calcium, electrolytes, and vitamins. Any multivitamin containing that is a very good one. So you can administer to them by this day 22 to day 24. Now by day 25, we give our second dose of Gumboro vaccine by day 25. Then by day 26, we repeat multivitamins medication. Now that takes us to day 27. By day 27 to day 29, we repeat our antibiotics medication and as well as anticoccidiosis medication. Remember, the last time we gave our antibiotics is day 2 to day 5. Now there are some anticoccidiosis medication that contains some level of antibiotics. It's also okay. But we repeat this antibiotic medication by this day 27 to day 29. Antibiotics and anticoccidiosis medication. Now, what I do at times, I alternate. For instance, if what I gave from that, the first time I was to administer anticoccidiosis medication was a brand A, by the second time, at times I administer another brand, or by the third time, which is this day 29 to day 30, I administer a different brand. But in case you are not able to do that, what you have is just one brand, it will still do the work for you. You need to note that. Now, by day 30 to day 32, we repeat our multivitamins medication. Now, by day 33 to day 35, we give them plain water. Now, why did we give plain water by this day 33? This is like 3 days to disposal, because I normally raise my best 5 weeks, that is day 35, and then dispose them. Now, why did we give this? Why didn't we just administer multivitamins, antibiotics, as the case may be, before we hit this by this day 35? No, there is what is called a withdrawal period. Now, by giving these few days, allowing them to be on plain water between this day 33 to day 35, any form of medication that might have been in their system, we will give them that time for those medications to leave their system before disposing the best. That's the purpose of this plain water by this day 33 to day 35. You need to take note of that. Now, assuming you decide to raise your best to 6 weeks, that's unlike me, sort of. You want to raise it to day 42 before disposing them. Though I have a video up here why you shouldn't raise your best above 5-6 weeks. It gives you a very clear understanding of the reasons why you shouldn't do that, because this is where the profit is highest. So by day 36 to day 38, you repeat that your multivitamins medication. By day 39 to day 42, again, you leave them on plain water before disposing your best. This is the chart that I've been using, that have been giving me the results you are seeing on my channel. So I hope it does good to you. I hope it serves you well. This is all I have for you today. Again, if you have any comment, you have any question you need to ask, put it in the comment section below. I'll be so happy to respond. Again, if I feel okay, like this whole video now, imagine the length of this video. Will I have been able to type this as a test to respond to this follower who requested for this medication chart? It will be so long. So using this video to respond to her, I think is the best option. Drop your question, drop your comment. If I feel okay, it warrants doing a video to respond to you, I'll be so happy to respond to you with a video. Thank you so very much. Again, this is Farmbiz with Markay. If you find this video helpful, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment and share, as this will help us to reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much. I love you.